The Ghost of the Autumn Courtesan. During the waning years of the Ming Dynasty, when poets still wandered the land with ink-stained fingers and dreams, a scholar named Lu Yichen was making his way home after failing the imperial exams for the third time. With few coins in his pouch and even fewer ambitions left in his heart, he arrived at a small town nestled by a silver lake. The place was called Autumn Mist, named so for the gentle fog that blanketed it during the turning of seasons. It was late. The moon hung low and golden, casting a solemn glow upon the crumbling rooftops. Lu found lodging at a rundown inn named the Red Lantern, its sign faded and swinging weakly in the breeze. The innkeeper, a crooked old man with clouded eyes, said very little. But as he led Lu to his room, he paused and muttered, "If you hear music tonight, ignore it. Some songs are not meant for the living." Lu, exhausted and unimpressed by superstition, merely nodded. He took his tea and went to sleep. Yet that night, as the clock ticked past midnight, the faint notes of a pipa floated through the air, plucked with such elegance and sorrow that it pierced through his dreams. Curious, Lu stepped out into the courtyard. There, beneath a gnarled plum tree lit by moonlight, sat a woman in red robes. Her beauty was spectral, delicate like frost, her skin pale as parchment, and her eyes the color of dying embers. She played the pipa with an aching slowness, the melody like a poem soaked in tears. Startled, Lu whispered, "Miss, are you lost?" She looked up and smiled, though the corners of her lips barely moved. "I am never lost," she replied softly. "I only appear in autumn." Before Lu could speak further, she vanished, leaving behind only a single red silk ribbon caught in the plum branches. As the night deepened, the moon hung low over the lake, casting an eerie shimmer on the water. Li Weishan wandered alone along the pavilion's edge, lost in thought. Suddenly, a faint melody drifted on the wind, soft, melancholic, unmistakably the sound of a pipa. His breath caught. He followed the sound instinctively, his feet drawing him to the overgrown corridor where the courtesans once played. There, in the moonlight, sat a figure in gauze robes the color of mist. Her back faced him, her hair long and loose, and her fingers danced over the strings of an invisible instrument. Li Weishan froze. "Yuer," he whispered. The figure stopped playing. She turned slowly. Her face was as he remembered, radiant yet distant, as if behind a veil of fog, but her eyes held centuries of sorrow. "You came back," she said, her voice a lilting sigh. "Why are you here?" he asked, trembling. You should have passed on." Your ear smiled faintly. "The last autumn we spent together, you made a promise. You said you'd return for me. But I waited and waited." Li fell to his knees. "They forbade me. My father destroyed your letters. I never knew what happened to you. I thought you'd left for another province, found peace." She laughed, a sound like wind through dry reeds. "Peace? I died in this place, waiting." A chill ran through Li's spine. Yue walked closer. She seemed both corporeal and transparent, her steps making no sound. "They buried me beneath the weeping plum tree. Did you not feel it, that sorrow lingering in the roots?" Li remembered the old groundskeeper who muttered about a tree that never bloomed. It had been struck by lightning once, but no one knew why. "You returned in the last autumn of your life," she said softly. "I am still bound by that promise. But now, I ask you, will you stay?" Li Weishan understood. He was no longer a youth. His breath was short, his heart frail. The physicians had told him this winter might be his last. He nodded slowly. "Yes, I will stay." Yue extended her hand. Li took it. The moment their hands touched, a wind stirred the lake, and the pavilion lanterns flickered back to life. The garden seemed to shimmer with a ghostly beauty, as if the past had returned to reclaim its due. In the following spring, the villagers found Li Weishan's body seated peacefully beneath the weeping plum tree. He looked serene, a faint smile on his lips, and for the first time in decades, the tree blossomed, petals white as ghosts, falling in silence. Some loves outlive even death. And in the quiet corners of forgotten gardens, memories can bloom once more.